Alvarado, and this is Odessa After Dark for July 29th. I am currently at the set of Oliver at the Permian Playhouse. Some of the cast members of Oliver. Can you tell us who you are and who you play?
My name is Brock Bazell and I play Oliver.
And go.
My name is John Naylor. I play the Artful Dodger.
Maya Johnson and I'm Nancy.
So how does it feel being in the lead role of Oliver as Oliver?
It's a really great experience. I mean, I've never been the actual lead, but I have been in plays before, but this is my biggest role, so it was really a challenge. Yes.
Can you just say a few of the challenges in being in a musical?
Sometimes you get up in the morning and your voice isn't like that great, and so you just have to act it and become better at what you do. Yes.
Well, now, how long have you been acting?
I've been acting for 5 years. I started in a camp here, Aristocats, 5 years ago. Yes.
Why should people come and see Oliver?
Because it's a mesmerizing set and it has an exquisite direction musically and direction choreography, and it has a wonderful cast.
Thank you for letting us interview you, and we shall now move on to our next cast member. Well, John, how long have you been acting?
Since I was in kindergarten.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Is this your first time being in a musical?
No, I've been in Willy Wonka before, once or twice.
Really? Wow. Can you tell us a few of the challenges of being in a musical, especially one that's as big as this one?
The choreography. It's kind of confusing every now and then, and having to sing on top of that. But it's not that bad.
What are some of the great things here at Permian Playhouse?
Probably the people. I really like being around them. They're real fun to be around. They're just nice people. It's really cool.
So why should people come and see the show?
It's just real full of energy and romance and drama and thrills. It's just all around fun, family fun.
Oh, thank you for letting us interview you today. So what got you into musical theater?
I think it's just the love of expressing yourself on stage and leaving your own person at the door and becoming somebody else.
So what drew you to the role of Nancy?
Well, Nancy is a bucket list role for me. I think she has so many emotional levels that a lot of people don't portray when they have this role, and so I've tried to give her some new life. And she's got beautiful, great songs that everybody knows. Even if you've never really seen the show, you know that song.
So can you tell us why people should come and see the show?
Oh my gosh, because there's thrills, there's thieves, there's liars, there's a dog, there's a cat, a real live dog and cat, there's murder, drunken bar scenes. It's a lot of fun.
So when can people come down and see it?
The last shows are this coming up weekend, August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Friday and Saturday are at 8 p.m. and Sunday is at 2:30.
So how do we get tickets?
You can call the box office, or you can go to the Permian Playhouse website at www.permianplayhouse.com.
Thank you for letting us interview you today.
This is Daniel Wright with Odessa After Dark. I'm here with Susan Rogers from Crime Stoppers. And 3 weeks ago, we reported about the missing person, Bell Juarez. And so since then, gathered a little bit of information. There's just not a lot of fact or proof when you know, on this case. It's all kind of hearsay.
Right.
This person said this person said that. So to kind of go over what we've heard, If you listen to Annabelle's family, her sister, and her mother, she was about ready to leave her husband Oscar. She had spoken to her sister a week before she went missing in Florida. The sister wanted her to travel with her 2 young children to Florida to live because Oscar was abusive, and that was printed in the newspaper. Now, Oscar was once interviewed in June of 1997 for the newspaper, where he said his wife was traveling with an unknown female who picked her up on January 27th, 1997 at 7:30 in the morning to go to Mexico to have an abortion because she got pregnant by another man. And that's what the husband Oscar claims. And so there's no proof that a woman picked her up. We don't know who this alleged woman was. And there's no proof that Oscar was an abusive husband. And so that's where we are. We really need some help with this case. Have you ever received a tip?
I don't believe we've ever received a tip on this particular case.
And so before Annabelle and her husband and her 2 children lived here in Odessa, they lived in Presidio. And so, and before that, there was one time where they might have lived in San Angelo and where she might have lived in Colorado. So it sounds like they could have moved around a lot. And so she could have maybe not been really well known here.
Right, right.
Especially being a mother of 2 young children who were...
Not of school age.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know how long they lived in the house on, what was this? Chestnut. How long they lived in the Chestnut house before she went missing. So they may not have known their neighbors or
known anyone real well. Yeah, this case is a little bit complicated because she wasn't reported missing till quite a while after the last time anybody saw her. That being that nobody really thought she was missing at the time because they thought she was somewhere that she was supposed to be.
And that's my theory too. That even though she was taking off that morning to go on a trip to Mexico, they must have believed that she wasn't going just for overnight,
right. Or
we would have had a report sooner. I can't understand why there wasn't a report sooner. So obviously, to me, and this is just my theory, that they must have believed that she was going away for a week or 2 or 3.
And that she was okay. Yeah.
And that she was okay. Before a report was filed, Jeanette, who is Annabelle's sister, hired her former husband, John Parker, a private detective based near Houston, to investigate the case. And he came here for 2 weeks and talked to people. And some of these interviews in the newspaper are based on some of the information that he got. Now, I interviewed him a few nights ago, and we didn't really learn too much new information, except for the fact that he was here 2 weeks. He also got to speak to Oscar. They did offer a reward of $1,000 for information about Annabelle, but he never received any phone calls. The mother went to Mexico. We're not sure on the date whether it was before April 10th or after April 10th, because we were at reports saying both, that she went before. One report says she went after April 10th, which April 10th is the day that they filed the police report, which we have a copy of the front page. And basically it just says that she went missing and the mother suspects foul play by that point. They have not talked to, neither the sister or the mother have talked to Annabelle since this time. And so with so much hearsay of what happened, even from the private detective that was hired, I mean, how difficult is this case to come to some conclusion?
Well, obviously, if the police don't have anything to work off of, we've never received anything through Crime Stoppers. I know there's been a lot of due diligence from the police department's end. as it became a cold case. You know, the different detectives that are in that division, as they come into that division, they go through the cold cases, and I know that there have been officers since this has happened that have looked into the case and tried to find stuff. And, you know, basically they just really haven't come up with anything. They just really don't know what happened to her.
Well, and then Oscar has been reported as somebody, this is more hearsay from what we've been told, is somebody who moved around a lot. Even since Annabelle went missing, a few scrapes with the law as far as being arrested for not having insurance, driving without a license, 1 or 2 minor drug offenses. So according to the records that I saw online, and according to the sister, you know, Oscar is currently in jail and has been in jail since January because his probation was revoked. And so at least we know where Oscar is.
Yes.
So that's one step closer than we were 3 weeks ago. Both children still live in the area, and so I know that they must have questions about what happened to their mother. What happens in these cases where it just, going back to Jeanette's case, where people just seem to disappear out of thin air. Barry, who was down at the chili cook-off the same way, disappeared out of thin air. It kind of makes you not feel so safe.
Right. You know, and you know, we've talked about this time and time again. Back in when these cases were happening, there was a lot of crime in our area, a lot of things going on. You know, some of those ladies went missing back in the original oil boom that was going on. There was a lot of people coming from in and out of town, and, you know, a lot of things happening at that time. And it's hard when you don't have witnesses, when you don't have a lot to go on. You know, law enforcement does the best job they can with what they've got, and, you know, sometimes they just can't get there.
Well, and one thing good about the internet is that if she left here and went to, say, Fort Stockton or Presidio or El Paso, where she had friends or family, maybe you see this on the internet and see Annabelle's picture and have some information that you can call Crime Stoppers here. The trouble, say, back in '97, there wasn't really substantial internet where somebody could Google somebody's name.
Right, and know that somebody was a missing person.
Right.
You know, we talk about that when people who want to go missing, if they want to go missing, and they do find people who just wanted to leave their life. You know, it's a little harder these days, like you're talking about, because we do have internet and Facebook and all that sort of thing. And, you know, you may think that that you have disappeared and then your face show up somewhere, you know. And that's one of the things that we're asking for is, you know, we don't know what happened to Annabelle. There's never been a body found, anything like that. She could be alive and well somewhere, and we just need to know that. I mean, her family would like to know that. The law enforcement would like to know that. And, you know, if you recognize her picture, if you were around back in '97, if you've had contact with her since then, that's all pieces of information that we could give to law enforcement that would help them with this case.
Well, and then if you'd seen her anytime, say from January '97 on, even if you saw her a few days before she went missing, because one of the things that the the private detective alluded to was that at 6:30, an hour before she went missing, that she did receive a phone call from somebody here in Odessa, and was this the person that she went with? Were these people friends with the person that she went with? And so that would really clear up
A little of that mystery.
Yes. And if she did have a boyfriend that the husband accused her of, he would be a great person to call into Crime Stoppers and remain anonymous. He doesn't have to come forward and say, hi, on camera that I'm Annabelle's
This is who I
boyfriend
am,
from the
right.
time. But maybe he could...
Shed a little light on
Yes.
what happened. Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
if there was somebody who also cared about Annabelle, nobody's judging, but it would be nice to have that information.
That's correct.
Because right now we're waiting for a file that the private detective did keep, but it's currently in Virginia with Jeanette's daughter, who's reviewing the information. So hopefully that information might give us a little bit more knowledge, or it could be more from what we've been gathering, hearsay. This person said this person said that, but no proof.
Correct.
Because as the police said, there was no proof of foul play at the time. So we do know that they spoke to Oscar, and so that they did investigate the case. We just don't know any more than what we're reporting right now.
She's still a missing person, and we still need that information.
So, okay, thank you. The number here at Crime Stoppers is
333-TIPS, or you can go to our website. We have her featured as a missing person on our website. You can read their story there. You can also see her photograph, and you can send tips via that webpage as well.
And if you have any information that you would like to share on camera, our email is odessaafterdark@aol.com. And so we thank you for watching us today. And now we have some information about Sunday's Cerebral REBELution show at the Ector County Coliseum. Hi, this is Daniel Ryan with Odessa After Dark, and I'm here as we prepare for the 3rd annual Cerebral REBELution art show, which will be at the Ector County Coliseum coming up this Sunday. So you can see Oliver on Saturday, but on Sunday you guys are... Why Sunday instead of Saturday?
That's something me. Yeah, this is all me. Cause Fridays and Saturdays are my busiest days, and like I work with other artists, and Sunday just seems to be our day where we just have off and stuff. So we do Sunday, and everybody else seems to be off on the weekends.
And it's free admission?
It's free admission. It's open to everybody.
And what time does it start?
It starts at 12. It's from 12 to 6.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you'll have, kind of like last year, you'll have people inside and people outside?
Yeah.
Yes. This year we will, and we're going to have over 60 artists this year,
Wow.
which is double in size from last year. We had like 30, 35 artists last year.
So how does it feel to be successful?
I don't even see it as success yet.
But it's got a good response. We had a good reaction from all the artists, so in that way it's successful. But we've had a lot of fun, and the artists that have participated have really loved it. So,
Well, to go from first year, second year, third year, does it get easier to plan each year, or does the expectations get higher each year and it gets harder to plan?
I think it gets a little harder, but it's worth it because once you see the outcome and you see everybody participate, it's very well worth it.
And so any artists that you signed up this year that haven't been there in the last, that you're really intrigued to see their stuff?
Oh man, there's a lot of them. I know Susie Weber's one of them. I'm really interested in her story because she just started painting and she's doing an amazing job. And there's Charmaine.
I think she visited the art show last year, but she didn't participate, and so this year she's
doing
in it
this year. There's so many people.
What's his name? Stephen Noy.
Stephen Noy.
He's a really cool digital artist. I like his stuff. But
Well,
excited to see that.
As art, what kind of art are you bringing? Because last year we talked to you and you had a number of interesting. One that I remember, like someone like kind of blood and guts, kind of a little bit.
Are you talking about mine?
Yeah,
I plan to do more along the same lines, kind of some cartoony pop culture references with blood and violence and cuteness, all mixed into one.
Blood, guts, and cuteness. That's that's what we always want. Puppies and
I
death.
try to go for a wide range of genres.
Now, since you're planning this, okay, so are you the type of person who's been painting and preparing all year long so you can have your stuff out there, or because you're planning this, you wait till the last moment?
Well, I think I'm the one that does it throughout the whole year, and Fabian waits till the very last moment.
Yeah, I like to feel that pressure. Gets my creative juices going a lot faster than
So the night before, let's
Yeah.
see, inspiration, okay. The tensions, they come to death. And so last time you had a little musical entertainment going on at the same time. Will you have that this year too?
Oh yes, we're gonna have over 15 performers this year. We're gonna have from jazz, funk, rap, rock, indie rock, you name it, it's gonna be there.
Are you going to let me try to steal them for the contest for mine?
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm sure they'll be happy to hear.
We're also gonna have some poetry too.
Yeah, we're having
Did you
poetry
mention
this
that?
year.
Poetry.
Notice that that's new.
Yeah, we're gonna do a set where anyone could just get up there and do poetry. But we also have Lubbock Poetry Movement coming down.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they're going to be doing a few things.
So what time is the poetry for people who see this and want to come and read their poetry?
It's gonna be kind of between sets, but I think the main set's somewhere around 3.
I think it's 3:45.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if people want more information about the event, where's the best place to find you, Bo?
On Facebook, honestly, the Cerebral Revolution Facebook, which is actually facebook.com/Cerebral Revolution.
Okay, so that's CERBRAL. I'm reading REBELution. So not revolution, but REBELution. REBELution.
Revolution.
Revolution. Not okay. So we look forward to seeing you out there on Sunday. And